Wouldn't it be great if when you need to raise capital, you had a way that gave you confidence to go out there and do that? Look, I know I've worked with tons of entrepreneurs and capital raisers out there, and there's this constant stress and worry about when I need capital, will I be able to actually close the rounds and close that capital? And what we want to bring you today, myself and Anric, we want to walk you through a strategy, a three-part framework, if you will, that allows people to raise lots and lots of money. Me personally, I've worked with people raising, $750 million, and Anric over here has raised multiple billions of dollars. And that's what we want to walk you through today. And this is all going to be a part of a bigger series. This is a 4-part series to dive into the framework that you need to raise. So look, we're going to ask you at the end of this, if you think you want to learn about these 3 pieces of the framework, to sign up so that you get a video each day going over them. But right now, you might not know what those 3 things are. So you probably are asking yourself, Robbie, Anric, what are these 3 parts of the framework? And can you tell me a little bit about them before I give you my email?
Because Robbie has a really, really good point. When we host events and when we train entrepreneurs, founders, financial advisors, hedge fund managers, venture capital, private equity guys, Robbie and I, we tend to use this framework that really works. Strategy plus story plus systems equals success. And as Robbie says, our intention is to serve you every single day for the next week with a new video on strategy, story, or systems.
And so let's get into that. We've got these 3, well, we're calling the 3 S's, right? Because I love alliteration. So let's start with strategy. This is the starting ground for any good capital raise. When I think of strategy, the first question that you have to answer is, what do you need to raise? That's a very simple question, but one that most people don't ask. Anric, what's next?
I think the next most important one is actually, who should you raise it from? Because barking up the wrong tree is a very, very expensive, time-consuming, and demotivating story.
It's a great point. A lot of people get that wrong. The third question that you have to ask yourself is, when should you start your raise? Because timing matters.
Yeah, and then also, like, how long? If you think of that whole pipeline, like, how long should it take, and how do you manage that timeline, and how do you fund that runway?
And Anric, in video 2, we're going to dive into each of those and answer them for anyone who is curious. But I would love for you to go into the second S, which is systems, and what we mean by that.
Yeah, so that, I think, is coming in video number 3, where essentially we will take you through how to attract the right investors and partners, how to repel the wrong ones, and basically how to create systems that push everybody through a funnel and close the deal for you at the end of the day, so that not everything feels like this giant reinvention of the wheel, this promotion after promotion after promotion, because you can't be everywhere at once, and you need to create digital systems that can do that work for you. So that's going to be video number 3.
It's interesting. I was talking to a fund manager just yesterday who's raised billions of dollars, and he was outlining exactly the system that he's used to raise it. And when he was walking me through, it reminded me a lot of how you teach building systems to raise capital. So I'm excited for you to dive into that in video 3. But that takes us to the third S. And that third S is the one that I love the most, which is story. You see, story is what gets people to buy into you and buy into the vision and to say, here, take the money and go do what you're telling me you're going to be able to do. So when it comes to story, I'm going to walk you through the 3 stories I think that you need. And I think this because I've seen them work time and time again. Those stories are the origin story, which allows you to build connection. They're the vision story, which allows you to help investors build conviction. And the third one, this one is overlooked, and most people don't know how to do it well. It's the validation story, because the validation story builds confidence in you and also in the investor. And so we're going to be breaking down exactly how to think about those 3 stories, how you should tell them in video number 4. So you're going to have to get to the end of day 4 with us. And the only way to get there, Anric, is if they sign up and put in their email and give us their information, because it's going to go directly to their inbox. And if they don't, well, we can't really help out there, because that's the way the process works.
Yeah, because I like this sequence, Robbie, because you know, the devil is in the details, as they say, but I actually find the devil is in the execution, right? And so many people that I work with are in this, like, just almost this painful process where they kind of know what to do, but they don't do it because nobody showed them how. And we noticed that the biggest results that we get in events like Raising Capital Live, which is our June event, is to help entrepreneurs basically do this, build on it, and actually implement it and execute it. So our objective here is to literally say, okay, how can we help you in a couple of minutes a day for a couple of days in a row? So that's really the big ask of what Robbie's asking. I know you might be on our mailing list, or you might know us from LinkedIn or Facebook or any one of these things, but you've got to drop your name and email in here, and then our system will deliver you an email every single day until the sequence is done. Okay, so that's it for now.
All right, we'll see you all in video 2.
All right, put your names in there. Bye, guys.